technical glitch. Okay, so first of all, good morning, everyone, and I welcome each one of you. My name is Shivani, and I welcome each one of you to this session, which is on COVID care for pregnant women, and which is organized by Motherhood and Lifestyle. So it's a great initiative they have taken, and so in this session, I'm sure you will be getting a good guidance and all the all the guidance you need to know, all the guidance you need to take care so that you can protect you and your child from this pandemic. So parenting has never been an easy job, and now it's COVID-19, it has become even harder. But I'm sure today's session will be very helpful to you. It will be very informative as we have Dr. Manju with us who will be taking you through the session. And so Dr. Manju Gupta, before passing on to her, let me tell about her. She has over 15 years of experience and she has done thousands of deliveries, and I'm sure she will be able to help and you and will answer all your questions regarding the COVID care that you need to take for pregnant women. So let's pass on to Dr. Manju Gupta. Let's welcome her. So, ma'am, it's all to you. I welcome you on behalf of all the people here. So, welcome, Manju. And I'm really sorry I made you wait for a long time, and all the people who joined this session. I really apologize for the same.
It's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's a privilege to be here on the platform and addressing so many people. So, if something can be done for the community, apart from seeing the patients routinely, so it's a great pleasure for me also. And for waiting does not matter because every one of us can always get busy with something or the other. So that's perfectly fine.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, you can take all the people through the session. You can help them. You can tell them all the information they need to know.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Manju Gupta, as already told to you by Shivani. I am Senior Consultant, Motherhood Hospital, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Today, I am here to address you all regarding COVID care in pregnant ladies. See, first of all, I'll say that this pandemic has affected many of us, in fact, all of us in some or the other way, has taken a toll of many lives, has taken a toll of socioeconomic strata, has taken a toll on everything. So, but if we are alive, we are fortunate enough that yes, we have managed to get over of this pandemic. We should not believe that yes, we'll not be ever affected again, because yes, this pandemic is off and on, off and on. The waves come and go. We should be at most in taking care of ourselves so that we do not acquire this. Pregnant women are especially vulnerable to this infection because in pregnancy, the immunity itself goes low despite all good diet and everything. So that's a physiological mechanism that the immunity goes low during pregnancy. So we have to take more care rather than the other people. So if 5 people in a family are there and there is a pregnant lady, the pregnant lady is more susceptible to have the infection than other people. So we say that the most important thing is that first of all, now we should all take vaccines if we have yet not taken it. So in pregnancy, even Government of India has approved. The FOXI, our association, had approved it earlier itself, but now even Government of India has also approved. So we should take the vaccine. Whichever vaccine is available, we should take it, whether it is Covishield or Covaxin. We should take the vaccine. Even in first trimester, we have been allowing it now. Even Government of India has allowed. So take the vaccine as soon as possible so that you are protected as much the vaccine provides you
Again, there's some technical glitch. Pam is not able to continue.
What happened?
Am I there?
Yeah. Shivani?
Today is not our lucky day.
Am I audible? कोई प्रॉब्लम है देखो.
Ma'am, your video has been frozen. Can you try to reconnect again?
Yeah, I'm trying. They're saying, is it okay now? Shivani, is it okay now?
Can you please try to connect again?
Video freeze हो गया भाई.
Till then, let's wait for Manju ma'am to connect again. Till then, if you have any questions, sure you will, please.
भाई कर अमन. Am I audible now, Shivani? Oh, Shivani is not. Am I audible and the video working?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible now.
Okay. So to continue, so as I said that the pregnant ladies, hello, yes, So as I said that we should go for the vaccination, and the pregnant ladies should opt for vaccination. Whichever vaccine is available, they should go for it. Covaxin is being given in the gap of 4 weeks, whereas Covishield is a variable gap of 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes even 12 weeks also. So whichever vaccine is available in their vicinity, they should take that vaccine because they are the most vulnerable strata of our population. Many of the pregnant ladies are afraid of various side effects of the vaccine or side effects to the baby. Even in breastfeeding, lactational mothers are asking us, are there any precautions which they should take if they are breastfeeding the child? So we said that yes, if you are breastfeeding or if you are pregnant, then if you take the vaccine, that vaccine will provide you with the immunity. And that immunity will just pass on to the baby. So that is the positive effect. So there is no need to take any precautions as such whenever you take vaccine. At the max, you can just have mild fever. For that, you're very well safe to take paracetamol in the right dosage with consultation with your gynecologist so that you take the required doses. Apart from that, if we talk about the COVID care, so we say that yes, since in pregnant ladies, many of them are affected with a lot of nausea, vomiting, and other things. So we say that we should be taking care of ourselves, of our pregnant ladies, especially by maintaining proper diet. Proper health is to be maintained because if we are weak, if we are not having our adequate diet, then we tend to acquire this infection much more faster. So the diet has to be maintained in terms of the fluid intake is to be all right. The diet in terms of fruits and vegetables is to be all right. Regular walk is to be maintained. I mean, we should not become very sedentary for the fear of COVID. We always have balconies or terraces at least. So we should go there or walk. So that is very important that even in the era of this pandemic, we should take care of ourselves in terms of our food. Nutrition should be adequate so that provides us immunity. And fluid should be there. That again provides us good hydration, again protects us from infection. So we should be taking care in terms of our moreover regular exercises which are allowed in pregnancy. For example, walk, I said. Then there are few lamas poses, few yoga poses which are again allowed during second trimester of pregnancy and third trimester of pregnancy. We should continue to do that. Adequate vitamins, iron supplement, calcium supplements, which have been provided by your gynecologist, should be continued, because if you are anemic, if your HB level is low, you tend to acquire infection much more faster than other people. Hemoglobin does provide us with the immunity, so we should maintain our adequate iron diet, iron supplements which have been provided. If you are allergic to iron, if you're not able to tolerate iron, then there are other ways of taking iron. You can go for iron injection as told to you by your doctor, or you can take iron-rich diet. For example, we can have more of pomegranate, we can have green leaf vegetables, we can have jaggery if our sugar levels are under control. So iron is to be maintained. Similarly, in pregnancy, more of protein diet is to be taken. We say as a gross thing that protein content in our diet, in a pregnant lady's diet, should be approximately 1.5 gram per kg of body weight. So that much amount of protein is required for proper baby growth, as well as for our tissue building and breakdown, for immunity and everything. So if we maintain adequate protein diet, our hemoglobin is all right, our hydration level is all right, then definitely we are able to protect ourselves from this deadly infection. So all this is required. Apart from that, adequate sleep is very important. Pregnant ladies, yes, we do understand that they do have sleep issues, but it is very important that even if you are, if work is taking a toll on your sleep, I mean, if you have abnormal shifts, if you have US shifts or offshore shifts in which you have to work late night, or you have to work in night and you have day to sleep, if you are not able to adjust that, then be liberal to take leaves. Office is not that important as your personal life and your baby is important. So if it is taking a toll on your sleep, if it is taking a toll on your health, you should be liberal in taking leave and have adequate sleep so that your immunity builds up. If we are lacking in our sleep, if a pregnant lady is lacking in her sleep, she tends to be more tired, she tends to have inadequate diet, she tends to require infection more often than the other ladies. So all this grossly, I wanted to tell about the COVID-19. Rest, it's open for the questions, Shivani. So we can move on to question answer sessions.
Sure, Manju. Sure, Dr. Manju. Thank you so much for all the information. I'm sure everyone would be really, glad to join this session. And if anyone has questions, please come up. Please ask them right away. She's available right now. She's right in front of you. Ask all your queries, whatever you have in your mind, and don't hesitate. Just ask her. She will be definitely answering all the questions to you. So let's wait if someone, I think they are commenting as well. If we see in the comment section.
Swati? Yeah, yes. I can see a question by Swati
Yes,
Kaur.
Yes.
He says that, ma'am, if after vaccination, if fever comes, it is safe for the baby and me.
Yes.
Swati, if fever comes, you can very well take, sometimes fever is because of the infection. In COVID vaccination, fever is because of the immunity which is generated by the body because of the vaccine. So it is absolutely safe because fever is never high grade. Even if it is high grade, you are safe to have Crocin paracetamol tablet 650 in adequate dosage and you'll be fine. So that fever will not affect you and your baby because it is not the infective one.
Okay.
I hope, Swati, which I can see.
This answers your question. Next question.
It is how to avail lifestyle takeaway as a part of attending this webinar. I could not understand this question. Shivani, are you audible? Shivani, am I audible?
So Dr. Manju, I have a question in my mind because I have an elder cousin and she is expecting. So I thought I should ask you a question. The situation is really stressful right now. The pandemic is, even a common person, everyone is stressed. So what if an expecting women need to, what all expecting women need to do so that she doesn't take the stress? So what all she can do to manage all that stress which she has around in her environment. So how she can manage that?
See, for management of stress, as he said, there are certain food items also. Okay. Then otherwise, apart from that, certain, the workout is very important because that generates endorphins. So workout in pregnant ladies is allowed to a certain extent. There are a few classes also, like I said, antenatal yoga is there, Lamaze is there. So they should get busy in that and that will release endorphins. So they'll keep away their stress. They should read good things. They should keep away themselves from this news and media. And should not get to know, should not be focusing on any bad news or looking at the numbers, tracing the numbers, the fall and rise of the pandemic. So they should concentrate more on their baby's health by looking at good positive things. There are parenting books available. As I told you, they can go for various slam books, scrapbooks they can start making. They can start
Okay.
doing
So they can
yoga
try
and
being creative
meditation. Apart
in
from
that
that, good
time.
diet, like inclusion of almonds in their diet, water.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm.
they can start by
So
being
good diet,
creative.
working
They can
out.
start doing something which they have been longing to do, but they were not getting time. So they can start doing something of that sort. For example, they can start
Okay.
moreover. Yes, diet, working out, looking at good things, good pictures, some motivational pictures. They can listen to few
Mm-hmm.
motivational speakers also if they feel like. They can make small groups of pregnant ladies which talk similar
Mm.
things rather than talking about stressful things. So all this can
Yes,
help
yes.
them and in keeping the
Mm-hmm.
stress away from. And moreover, they can talk to their gynecologist. They can fix appointment done so that
Mm-hmm.
if they have any question in their mind, they can just jot them down. They can just WhatsApp to their consultant and get the answer on time.
Mm-hmm. So you, as you said, that we can talk to a gynecologist
Few
and
special food
they
items
can
we tell them.
book an
Dark
appointment.
chocolate do helps us. Some amount of dark chocolate. Apart from that, coconut water, almonds, they're very good. So they banana. If they are not diabetic, then they should include it in their diet. Moreover, some amount of sunlight is very important. If we close ourselves in
Okay. Okay. So one more question I want to ask: how often they can visit
See,
their?
when you are pregnant, you are very much scared about the health of your baby.
Yes.
You're very much scared about the
Yes.
consequences of the situations.
Yes. Definitely.
See, they can visit anytime, but we tend to lower the visits because again, it exposes them to infection.
Yes.
So there
Yes.
are few routine antenatal visits which we do allow, which we do ask them to visit. Otherwise, they can just have virtual consultations
Mm-hmm.
with their gynecologist as in when they want by booking a slot. So virtual consultation will help them in deciding a doctor that whether they need to visit physically or can it be managed through virtual consultations.
All right. Okay. And as we can see that mother has to do a lot to keep their child safe. So what are the responsibilities that other family members and the father they need to take while during this phase? So Manju, am I audible? Dr. Manju, I'm
Father
audible?
has the equal responsibilities, except that father is not carrying the baby. But otherwise, father has a major responsibility of keeping the mother as well as the baby both safe. So if mother is happy, if mother is safe, baby will automatically will be happy.
All
Yeah,
right. Another
yeah.
important question. Another important question, Dr. Manju, that does breastfeeding does it also transfer COVID-19? Like does breastfeeding?
COVID-19 is not transferred through breastfeeding. In fact, if the mother is COVID-19 positive, we do not ask her to avoid for breastfeeding. We ask her to wear mask, wash her hands, sanitize them, and do the breastfeeding.
Okay, okay. And what if someone in the family has COVID-19? Then what are precaution that a pregnant lady can take?
As usual, the precautions are that the pregnant lady should try not to come in contact with that infected person as much as possible. Try to quarantine herself, as well as the infected person should be quarantining himself or herself.
Okay.
Not coming in contact. Kitchen, she should try to maintain her proper hydration. It's just that she should be isolating herself, even if the person is not able to isolate himself or herself.
Okay. Okay.
And the earliest
So ladies,
signs
you can.
of infection, if she finds any, she should be consulted. She should not be neglecting mild signs and symptoms.
All right. All right. And what if the pregnant lady herself has a severe COVID-19? Then how will it infect the baby? Will it will affect the baby?
Shivani, if a pregnant lady has acquired COVID-19, then it has multiple effects on the baby. It may not affect the baby at all,
Okay.
or it may
Okay.
just lead to the health of the mother has gone, since the mother has gone sick, so it can affect the baby's health in terms of growth. Baby can see growth restriction. Sometimes we have seen, but still
Okay.
there is no data to say, but sometimes we have seen even the fetal demise. We have lost full-term babies also if mother has acquired COVID-19.
Oh.
But since we do not have a data to extrapolate that, we cannot say that it was the causative factor. But yes, baby growth can get restricted because of that. Because mother definitely, if is having severe infection, any kind of infection will affect mother's health and vis-a-vis baby's health. Otherwise, as such, COVID-19
Yes.
is not having any specific effects on the baby.
All right.
Due to stress, mother can go into preterm labor also. So these are the side effects which any infection, any stress gives to the mother. So COVID-19 is also affecting. If severe infection is there, then mother needs to get admitted. Sometimes it leads to much preterm deliveries also, because they are not being given adequate antivirals because of their pregnancy. So sometimes we have to deliver them much early on time, so that their breathing improves, because with the baby bulge, they are not able to breathe properly. Sometimes we do have to operate them or to deliver them much earlier than the destined date, for the want of steroids, for the want of antivirals. So all this, in this way, baby can be affected by warning much earlier.
All right. All right. Thank you. And anyone who has the question, please come up and ask her. She will answer all your queries, all your questions. Please don't hesitate. So
I have,
yes, we have some questions in the comment section, ma'am. So Swati has asked, in which trimester can vaccine be taken? Ma'am,
Swati, any trimester you can take the vaccine, because vaccine is only a kill virus, the Covaxin. Covishield contains adenovirus, which is a vector, again a very weak virus. So any trimester you can take the vaccine. It is just that initially we do not have the studies about the teratogenicity. So we were avoiding it in the first trimester, but now we say that even if you take it in the first trimester, it does not matter.
okay. I hope this answers your question, Swati. Thank you so much for the question. Then we have a question again in the comment section, ma'am. I take aspirin of 75 mg. If I take Covishield vaccine, it creates any problem? I'm 8 months now.
Covishield and Covaxin both are, it's just, there is still, again, as I said, the data is not enough to blame Covishield for any kind of thromboembolic phenomena or for leading to bleeding disorders or the clotting disorders. So aspirin does not interfere with Covishield or Covaxin functioning. You can very well take any of the vaccine which is available. If you want to take Covishield, or if the Covishield is available, you can take Covishield. Aspirin will not interfere with it.
Anyone who has the question, please come up and ask them. She's right here, right available. Please ask her if you have any query in your mind. Don't hesitate. Just comment here, or you can switch on your mic and please ask. Also, Swati, if you have any question, you can again ask the question. And Dr. Manju Gupta, what if infants get affected as soon as they're born? what if they get infected? So how they will be treated, like small babies?
Thanks for the nice and pertinent question. See, up till now, infants have not been seen to be affected severely with the virus. There have
Okay.
been cases in which the infant is affected. There have been cases in which they have had viral infection. They have come to the neonatologist with fever and dehydration, loose motions, and all this. But they are managed as any other illnesses being managed. For example, if they have come with fever, the fever is managed with antipyretics, crocin, and such drugs. If they have come with loose motions, then fluid is being replenished. So this is the normal way. Not very sick babies have been encountered neither in the first wave nor in the second wave up till now, thankfully.
Okay. Then, yeah, we are really fortunate that this doesn't happen till now.
Yes.
All right. So anyone, please, if you have the question, please ask her. Okay,
Manisha
we
has a
have a
question.
question. Yes. Which vaccine is preferred for pregnant ladies? Why is co-vaccine recommended? So Manisha has a
See,
question.
we say that you can take any of the vaccine, Covaxin and Covishield, both are safe. But since initially Covishield had few data in which it was leading to thromboembolic phenomena. I mean, people were having clotting disorders. So, and pregnancy itself is a state in which the blood becomes thickened. So, in a pregnant lady is more prone to have clotting disorders. So that is why the Covishield was kept away. But now we say that since even that is not statistically proved, so you can take any of the vaccine, Covishield or Covaxin, both are safe.
Okay. Thank you, Manisha. Thank you, Manisha, for the question. Anyone else who wants to ask any question regarding the COVID care for pregnant ladies? Please ask. Okay, I don't see any questions, ma'am. Any other question? What you think you can answer? Any other question which is really important? Any other guidance you want to provide all these ladies? Any
Many people
tips? I would say
have
tips and yes, advice you want to give to them.
Yeah. Many people who are planning for their pregnancy, they do come us and they ask us that since we are planning for the pregnancy, should we take the vaccine or should we wait and conceive and then see? So we tell them that even if you are planning for the pregnancy, you need not defer your plans for pregnancy. Take the vaccine and go ahead as you were planning to. There is no need to have any gap between the vaccine and the planning of the pregnancy. Even if you have taken the vaccine even in first trimester and the second, or suppose if you have taken the vaccine prior to pregnancy and the second dose falls in the first trimester, take the dose. There is no harm and there is no need to postpone the plans of pregnancy and postpone the vaccine. So you can very well take the vaccine. Apart from that, what question we generally hear is that there was a patient of mine, she conceived after first dose of vaccine. Her family was that since the government has yet not allowed and there is no data regarding the congenital malformations in the baby, so they were after her to abort the baby. So there is nothing like that. There is no study which up till now says that there are any abnormalities in the baby which has been seen with any of these vaccines. So we say, please do not go for the step of termination of pregnancy, even if you have inadvertently taken the vaccine without knowing that you are pregnant. That is very important. Moreover, this vaccine will not affect your baby, so you need not take any precautions. If at all it will affect your baby, it will give the passive immunity to your child. So that is in fact beneficial. Rather than thinking of any kind of side effects like fever to the baby or COVID-19 infection to the baby. Many people do have myths that with COVID-19 vaccine, they will acquire the disease or they will acquire the virus.
Yes.
It is, and they feel that there have been cases in which a person has taken a vaccine and after 1 week of vaccine dosage, first dosage or second dosage for that matter, they have fallen sick and in fact they have lost their life. And people have blamed that toll to the vaccine. See, that person might have been infected much earlier, but the symptoms were not clear. Somehow the symptoms became clear after a week or so, but that is definitely 100% not because of the vaccine. As I again and again said, vaccine contains killed virus. Killed virus in any ways is not able to transmit any kind of infection. So with vaccine, you can have mild symptoms, but that definitely it will not give you a active COVID-19 virus infection. So please do not spread the scare of and do not spread the news that after vaccine, so and so person has died because of the vaccine. That person might have died much earlier also because of the vaccine, because of the infection. But coincidentally, that infection happened after the vaccine, nothing else. The vaccine does not provide the immunity immediately after you have taken it. Once you have taken 2 doses, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to have the complete immunity. So do not consider yourself completely immune just after taking both the doses. It will take some time for your body to build up the adequate level of antibodies so that you are protected. That too, vaccine will give you just 80% protection. It is not 100% safe. Any viral vaccine or any vaccine for that matter does not provide you 100% immunity. So that is why we say that despite you have been vaccinated with the vaccine, any of that vaccine for that matter, even if you are in US or in Western countries and have taken Moderna or Pfizer, you have to keep your guards on. You have to keep the mask always on your face. You have to sanitize your hands. You have to maintain the social distancing, wash your hands properly, maintain good diet and hydration, exercise as I've been advised to keep this virus away from yourself.
Sure, sure. I'm sure all the ladies who are in this session, they will definitely take your guidance and they will surely go ahead with them. So any other questions? So we does have a question in the comment section. So Swati is again asked, if hemoglobin level is slightly low, can then vaccine be still taken? As you told, lower levels of hemoglobin lowers immunity.
In fact, if your hemoglobin level is low, you should take measures so that hemoglobin level picks up, first of all. And all the more you should take the vaccine because you're more prone to the viral infection. So first of all, you should improve your HB levels, but it doesn't mean that if you have low HB, you cannot take the vaccine. You should work hand in hand to correct both of these things.
All right. And next question we have, if COVID vaccine was vaccinated to pregnant ladies, if it will increase the immunity of both mothers and baby or not?
See, there is no study in which we say, or it has been seen that it gives on to the immunity, it increases the immunity to the baby. But yes, any vaccine which is given to the mother induces immunity in the mother. So most likely the antibodies which are generated by this vaccine also transfers through placenta. But again, since it is a very short-term vaccine which has just been launched few months back, so we do not know much about it. Adequate trials are required to say it with surety. But what my point was too, that if at all a vaccine gives anything, it will be providing the immunity to the baby rather than providing any kind of virus or any side effects to the baby.
All right. Next question is by Manisha again. How to time COVID vaccine and tetanus vaccine or anti-D vaccine?
A very good question, Manisha. See, since both are killed vaccines, so you may not have any particular schedule for them, but just to be on a safer side, you can keep a 2 weeks gap between a tetanus vaccine and a COVID vaccine. And anti-D again is monoclonal antibodies itself. So again, there's no specific thing, but you can always maintain a 2 weeks gap between the two vaccines.
Okay. Thanks, Manisha. Thanks everyone for all the questions. So we still have time. If anyone have the question, please ask them right away. Dr.
Manisha has another question.
Is here with us. Okay, sure.
Manisha is asking a very good question again, that if 3 of these are in the same month, how to maintain adequate gap? Manisha, you may not maintain the adequate gap. What you can do is you can take the vaccine, the COVID vaccine and anti-D. One is passive antibodies, which is monoclonal antibodies, anti-D, okay? And the other one is COVID. So take them on different sites, same day, and then after 2 weeks, you can take tetanus. Or you can take tetanus and anti-D together, and after 2 weeks, you can take COVID. So this is how you can take it. Tetanus and COVID are, many of the times, they are given together. So there is no harm in taking them together.
Thanks, Manisha. Thanks everyone for all the questions.
Yogita has a question. Which vaccine is safe? Yogita, both are safe, Covishield and Covaxin. There is, as I told, there were few data in which Covishield was supposed to have few thromboembolic phenomena. So we were, we were refraining our pregnant ladies with certain disorders to take Covishield. But again, because of the lack of proper trials, we say any of the vaccine you can be taken, unless until you are into a category of previous thromboembolic phenomena, stroke. In such cases, you may avoid taking Covishield, but otherwise, there is nothing like that. You can opt for any of the vaccine which is available in your vicinity.
All right. Any other question? If anyone have the question, please ask them. Any question? I think, ma'am, you have covered almost all the topic, all the required questions which we had in our mind. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your guidance, for your advice. I'm sure all the ladies would be definitely including them there in their the space. And if you have any question, anyone, then we have so many sessions coming up. So make sure you join them too. And if anyone was left with a question unanswered, if anyone didn't have any questions, so please wait for the sessions. We have upcoming sessions organized by Motherhood again in the coming month. So you can join that time too. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking out time. I see right now you're in your in the hospital as well, and you are taking out time between your busy schedule and joining us for the session. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you all the women who took out the time and joined this session. And thank you so much for joining. And we will be conducting more sessions. So make sure you join us next one too. And hope you have a wonderful time ahead. Hope you have a wonderful, you enjoy the space in which you are right now. Please don't take stress. Please be carefree and enjoy the time and take required precautions and take all the guidance which ma'am gave to us, and be safe and take care of your baby. So thank you so much, and thank you Motherhood for organizing this wonderful session. And I'm glad that I got a chance to be part of this, and I got a chance to meet ma'am, Dr. Manju ma'am, and I hope we'll meet soon again. So thank you everyone. Thank you.